Hello and a very warm welcome. Hello and a very warm welcome to the Inspire Sport Netball Europe U17 Championship event here in Huddersfield this weekend. England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland are joined for the first time by the winners of the Netball Europe U17 Challenge event in October last year. We have 3 days of top international netball for you this weekend, and what a day one we had yesterday. It's an intense competition this year and everything to play for. The team who finishes in last place will be relegated to the challenge section, so don't miss any of the action over the next 2 days. I'm Natalie Pepperell and I'm delighted to be joined today in the commentary box by Sam Bird. How are you, Sam?
I'm good, thank you. Recovering from yesterday's action.
Yeah, thoughts on the day yesterday and the new format of the competition?
Yeah, really enjoyed it. Some really good contests through the day, and I think that edge of the team being relegated has made a big difference to the competitiveness.
So just to give you some team information really quickly, England team today starting at goal shoot, Molly Hole, goal attack, Rosie Bartlett, wing attack, Bella Bayliss, centre, Emma Rayner, wing defence, Ellie Harding, goal defence, Stacey Tankura, and goalkeeper and captain Fumi Fajoju. On the bench is Ella Bowen, Barry Neal, Grace Rimmer, Yasmin Roebuck and Emma Thacker. Head coach Vicky Burgess, assistant coaches Shona Forbes and Jay Traynor, and team manager Laura McAndrew. For Netball Northern Ireland, goal shooter Orlaith Rogers, goal attacking captain Caitlin Cunningham, wing attack Anna O'Keefe, centre Beth Brennan, wing defence Ayla Stewart, goal defence Hannah Haycock and goalkeeper Emily McMurty. On the bench today is Holly Galbraith, Eva Ramsey, Tori Scott, Cleva Shannon, Brianna Sweeney. Head coach Claire Winning, assistant coach Caroline Davis, team manager Nolene Lennon. And our umpires today are Claire Williams, Rhiann Edwards and reserve umpire Lindsay King. So yesterday, Sam, we saw that Northern Ireland missed out on that narrow 1-goal difference between them and Emirates, which leaves them with no wins so far on the board. This is their second game of the competition. England obviously winning quite heavily against Wales. What do you think we'll see from this game today?
I think Northern Ireland will be looking to really try and improve on their retention of the ball. Obviously they're playing a strong opposition here against England, but I think they have nothing to fear. They need to just play freely and support each other and just build some momentum through the game, just to get those connections going, so that when they go into their next game today, they feel a lot more comfortable about how to play together.
Yeah, so they ideally have to turn over now, either Scotland, Wales or England, to stay in the competition next year, right?
Yeah, and I think whilst they're playing, they don't need to worry about that pressure. They just need to focus on their performance. But it's fair to say, I'm sure the coaches and the players have that in the back of their mind, but it's important that they relax and play the best they can rather than worrying about the outcome too much. They need to just focus on the performance and perform as well as they can, try and put the structures in place that their coaches have given them to perform well against England.
And interestingly, England retained 4 of their starting 7 from yesterday, but then quite a big change for them in their starting lineup to have 3 of the bench players that came on prove themselves to start this game.
Yeah, and that's good to see. It's good for England to be able to use this championship to see which combinations work and which fire under competition standards. It's always different in training, and you need to see which players can actually cope with the nerves of wearing an England dress, representing their country. That's a fantastic take by Fumi there. And some players do find it very nerve-wracking playing for their country, so it's good to see the England coaches mixing it up a bit and seeing how this particular 7 starts.
Some good early pressure by Northern Ireland. We saw England yesterday coming through the court quite quickly, and it seems Northern Ireland, nice and early on, have managed to hold them up a little bit in that free court play. Yeah,
and they need to do that, Northern Ireland, really work together as a unit. We talked about the importance of the defending units working together to put pressure on the attacking team. So that's good pressure from them, and that's a good example there of that defensive pressure paying off.
See there Anna O'Keefe having to come really deep from Northern Ireland.
And again, a lovely take. I feel like I mentioned the Fumi quite a lot, that she picks up so much ball, but that was credit to the defenders in front of her actually forcing that lifted ball. The ball's in the air for so long that Fumi was able to cut across, and she read it beautifully to take that.
Nice confident shot from Rosie under the post.
Stacey Tanker really impressed me yesterday at wing defence, so good to see her in there at goal defence today, see what she can do in that position. And just have a look at this England through court play. I'd like to see 2 offers each time as they bring the ball through. That's good centralising, that's nice. And Bella Bayliss with a pass behind her back because she was overextended on that, just didn't quite come off, but shows the skills she's got in her locker.
That lifted ball in again to Molly Hole. They did that really well yesterday, didn't they? Those lifted balls in, you know, pinpoint perfect feeds. They're quite difficult to defend, right?
They are very difficult to defend. When the placement is right, it's really difficult to pick ball up like that. And I think Molly is a high jumper as well, so if the ball's well placed and lifted, she's going to spring up and take that ball. So that's a strong attacking combination.
Good strong drives by Northern Ireland, moving onto the ball, getting that contact call.
Yeah. Pleased to see that on first phase. It's really important your first phase player is really confident, you've got players coming out strongly, and you can see Northern Ireland trying to set up that triangle, and that was really well worked, turned the defenders. That's good from them, and they need to do that consistently in order to put pressure on this England defence. And that's another outstanding take from the goalkeeper Fumi. And the good transition from her as well is what I like. She doesn't just take the ball, but her transition out into attack is usually very safe as well. And I think she mentioned yesterday they've been working on that in training with the coaches, so it's good to see that she's really been working on that, and we can see the benefits of that.
Good pressure there by Ayla Stewart, forcing the ball off the sideline. It's a long ball out, back on that sideline.
Yeah, and we saw that a little bit with Wales yesterday as well, where the strong defence of the opposition just push out the attacking team to the sidelines of the court, make it very difficult to bring that ball through the court.
Good strong rebound there by Rosie Bartlett to pop the ball back in the net at 6-0 to England, 5 minutes gone. Good confident shot by Molly.
And great backup there on the centre pass. I do like the Northern Ireland centre pass. I think they're doing well on that. they'll be cursing Fumi at the back there. So well read. What she's doing is allowing the timing her jump so well. So she's actually jumping for that ball as the ball has released the ball handler's hands, and she's making it look easy, but it isn't. It's a very skillful thing to do.
And that comes down to experience of the feeders, right? If you've got a flighty defender to maybe take a few things and then open it up.
Yeah, the girls I coach be laughing because I'm always going on about fake passing and disguise that pass or send the defender off. So that's what I think Northern Ireland should be looking to do, try and fake the pass, make the defender commit and then pass short. And Cunningham there with a shot to get Ireland off the mark, Northern Ireland off the mark.
Hopefully that will settle a few nerves for them. How much is the coach of Northern Ireland, if you were on that bench now, bearing in mind they've got another game this afternoon against Scotland, how much would you push out on this game to put out the best performance, and how much would you try and rotate a little bit?
Yeah, I'm sure she will rotate, but equally I think she'll want to see what these players can do against what is looking like the strongest opposition in the competition, and those that stand up to this level of opposition will be the ones that will be earning their place in the crucial match for them later. So I think she'll be looking for some cool heads, those players that can put into effect what she's asking them to do under this level of pressure. but I'm sure we'll see quite a lot of changes from Northern Ireland as the match progresses.
It's a nice textbook centre pass, isn't it?
Yeah, really clean lines, good options forward. The backup option was there, although they didn't need it. That's a strong centre pass to goal for England. And Northern Ireland having quite a lot of success with their back pass on the centre pass. So that's working well for them, and they're getting good depth. It's just this last ball in. They need to be a little bit more patient, and the shooters need to offer for front ball rather than asking for that overhead in that circle.
And the England defence do a really good job, don't they, putting them in the same line, so basically having one shooter behind the other shooter so they don't have that width.
Yes, and you always need to think about what the person holding the ball can see, and the ball carrier is actually just seeing England players in front of the Northern Ireland players, so that puts a lot of pressure on that feed. So good defending from the defending duo there in the circle.
Good challenge by Emily McMurtry.
Yeah, and good to see that. She's got a bit of spring herself, actually, the McMurtry, so she needs to be brave and go for more of those balls. I think she'll disrupt if she keeps trying that.
It's a strong double defence as well, isn't it, by England? Emma Rayner and Ellie Harding on that transverse line to stop the wing attack from Northern Ireland coming out.
Yeah, they're really shutting down that first option. But what I am pleased to see is that Northern Ireland are using their backup on that centre pass really well. And that's fine. If the wing attack's doubled, then she just needs to draw those defenders away and open up the court for one of her teammates to drive through.
So 14-1 to England at the moment. Northern Ireland will be wanting to convert this turnover to a goal to just stop that lead from running out by too much.
Yeah, and heavy man-to-man pressure there from England, but good patience from Northern Ireland. Yeah, and that intercept just came from heavy man-to-man, really good pressure. The England players tracking the change of direction by the Northern Ireland players really well.
And even though England had a game last night, they did rotate their squad throughout that game, managed to get everyone on court, so reasonably fresh coming into this game.
Yes, and I'd expect them to be, they're strong athletes, and they should be able to recover well enough overnight to perform strongly, and there's a lot of depth on the England bench. They have the luxury of 12 very strong players, so it's good to see the coaches rotate and try different combinations.
A rare couple of misses there by Molly, third time lucky.
Oh.
But still coming out with the rebound each time.
Yes.
As a coach, are you okay with that?
Yes, I think if you're going to miss, then you have to earn your own rebound. That's the basic rule. So although she's missed a couple there, she has worked hard to keep rebounding and she got it in the end. Let's just have a look at this England setup. They're all ball side, putting that pressure on.
Oh, just wrong side of the player, right?
Yes, just need to run her feet through.
That's a really
clever.
Nice fake.
Yeah. So there it shows it will, and that's a shame. The shooter was pulled for contact, but the feeder did the right thing. Then she sent the defender off the body, and that opens up that front option. So they need to try that more.
And this is learning the whole time, right? I mean, these guys are under 17, so playing this team, this team at this level, it's a lot of learning to take place in 60 minutes.
It is, and I think that's what the Northern Ireland coaches will be looking at, which players develop and grow through the game, which ones are showing they've got that potential to progress up through the pathway for Northern Ireland. And their seniors are in the World Cup this summer, and they need these good youngsters challenging those older players in their pathway.
Nice take there.
And Bella Bayliss is just doing a really good clinical job there at wing attack. She's just quietly getting on with it, making the moves at the right time. Timing's good, feeding has been good, and it's a bit of a workhorse position, the wing attack. It's not a glamorous position, but it's essential to your attacking structure, and I think she's doing a good job in there at wing attack. And again, you see that good structure from England, being patient to send the ball back to the top, to move the Northern Ireland defenders around, to open up that clean, easy pass to the shooters.
And even when they're reasonably close, if there's someone closer and free, they tend to pop it off, right?
Yes, yeah, that keeps your percentages high, that keeps the defenders guessing in terms of what you're doing. If you can change up that structure, the defenders have to keep readjusting to the attacking style of play.
Slightly overcooked pass there by Northern Ireland, and they're the small errors that they probably want to cut out.
Yes, yeah.
And we saw them at the beginning of their game against Emirates, but actually those faded as we got further on in the game, and they actually became a lot more clinical. Do you think that will be what we'll see today?
Yes, I'd like to see them improve through the game. That's all you can ask of the players, is to grow and not make the same mistakes over and over. I think as a coach, you don't mind players making mistakes, but they have to learn from them and try something else, and keep being creative in their play.
Strong rebound position there for Hannah Haycock, forcing the ball off the back line.
Yeah, good defensive work.
Sorry, contact.
Oh.
But still from that rebound position, and again, just that passing error, passing slightly behind the driver.
Yeah, ball placement's just not quite right at the moment, but I think that's just the pressure that the England attackers, when they were defending, put on them as they were bringing the ball through. So a very, very strong first quarter by England.
So 30 seconds left in this game. England leading by 20 at the moment, 21 goals to 1.
Good strong shot to finish.
I think Northern Ireland are aware of the clock at the minute.
Yeah. Oh, and a lovely take there just on the end of the quarter.
So after quite a one-sided quarter, that leaves us with 22 goals to England and 1 goal to Northern Ireland. That's quite a tough quarter to come off of for Northern Ireland. What do you think the coaches are going to be saying to the players at quarter time?
I think not to worry about the score. They did actually do some positive things there, so I felt like their retention of first phase centre pass was good, so they need to do that more. They didn't force the ball forwards under that heavy defensive pressure from England, so keep using that back up. But I think just making sure they have got more than one person offering for the ball, and they do need to recognise that the England defenders want to fly for ball, and they should be trying to tempt them to do that, so they can come and play that shorter option, which is a safer option for them to work the ball to the circle.
And they've had the turnover, right? We've seen it go off the sideline, off the back line. There's some players that come out with ball in hand, so they've had the opportunities,
yes,
just not been converting that through to goal.
That's right, and I think England will be pleased that when they have lost the ball, their transition back onto the defence has been very good. It's hard when you're handling the ball so much on a 22-1. So England have done well in terms of their control of the game as well.
Got some replays from that quarter for you, so just stay tuned and have a quick look at those. So if you want to get in touch with us, please do head over to Twitter and use the hashtag NEU17 Champs. We would love to hear from you. A couple of tweets to bring you from yesterday. Hanley Clements has tweeted, after not playing netball for 18 years, I finally found my way back to the game I loved watching day one of the under-17 champs. Well done to all the girls. Netball Nation has said day 2 is set to be a cracker. We absolutely agree. This is the first of 4 games today, some which are crucial games in terms of that competition layout. Murfield Netball, talking about the England girls yesterday, said these girls are very fast. And
they are indeed.
And Sabrina KM said it was a fantastic gameplay from both teams watching the Northern Ireland and Emirates game. So please keep those tweets coming in. We would love to hear your thoughts on this game so far.
And I think one of the challenges for England now is maintaining the level of concentration. When you are winning by so many and you're handling the ball so often, it's quite easy for errors to creep in. So their challenge will be to keep that clinical work that they've put out in the first quarter, to keep that ticking over, and I'm sure the coaches are setting them targets within these quarters, just to keep them nice and focused so that they can put out another very strong quarter. It's important for them to be able to perform back-to-back quarters at that type of level.
And the coaches for England, will they have set specific targets for the girls to hit, or is it completely score-led? What will they be doing?
I don't think it'll be score-led at all. It'll be performance-led. So they'll have their own individual targets, but then also unit and team targets. And I think they'll not be worrying about the score. They'll be just looking to put out another very strong team performance.
So there have been some changes to the teams. We will bring you those updates as soon as we have them. And the players are just heading out onto court now with an England centre pass ready to get us going for the second quarter. Early pressure by Northern Ireland at the front, forcing the ball back and back again. It's good to see that they come out firing.
Yeah, some good concentration there. Start the quarter as they mean to go on England, but yes, good to see Northern Ireland putting some pressure on. Again, Northern Ireland having some success with that first phase centre pass. And that's a good swing to move the defence around. And good defensive pressure again there by the defending pair, although that's swapped. The service is the same in terms of that defensive pressure.
Put a bit better width in that circle that time.
Yeah.
So maybe something they've spoken about.
Yeah, I think they would have recognised that to swing the ball makes the defenders have to draw, make a decision. So I think Northern Ireland can keep swinging the ball. Oh, and that's a great intercept there. Good defensive pressure.
Oh, nice front
yes.
position, but good challenge by
yeah, good tenacious defending.
Emily McMurtry there in goalkeeper. And this is that crucial time again. We've got the turnover. Can they now convert it to a goal?
That's better for the shooter, popping forwards for that option. And good patience from Northern Ireland, much better play from them. Let's see if their hard work pays off with a goal. And it does.
And much to the crowd's delight. So just to bring you a couple of those changes. For England, we have coming on at goal attack is Barry Neal. Coming on at wing attack is Yasmin Roebuck. Bella Bayliss moves into centre. Stacey Tankua moves up to wing defence, which brings Ellie Harding on at goal defence at the back.
And just a little miscommunication there on the England centre pass, and good defending from Northern Ireland. They've started this second quarter much better.
Some confirmed changes for Northern Ireland. Coming on at wing attack is Cuevas Shannon. Coming on from wing defence is Granny Sweeney. Coming on at goal defence is Tori Scott.
Good defensive pressure again there, just forcing that loose ball from Northern Ireland. But again, good transition from Northern Ireland. This first spell of this second quarter is better from them.
Very well read there by Berry Neal. It just doesn't quite come out with it. And Northern Ireland working hard to bring this down. Oh,
yes.
Beautiful pop there.
And that's exactly what they need to do. It's that pop forward, presenting for the ball is much better play from them. So that's good to see them adjust. And that's what we're talking about in terms of learning how to play stronger opposition. It's good to see them responding to what their coaches are advising them to do and being a bit more patient with ball in hand. So it'll be interesting to see England's transition here from this restart. And that's good timing from the attack, that good patience. If you notice there, they weren't all moving at the same time, but just a shooter error there. I think it was a footwork call.
They're quite a tall team as well, England, aren't they? For that 3-foot mark is very big.
Yes, if they get their distance right, then they're quite difficult to play through. The Northern Ireland players need to do their preliminary work well in order to shake off the player before they present for the ball, but that's tiring, and you have to time your move exactly right in order to be able to play that way.
And technically, if you struggle to get around a 3-foot mark, you're going to struggle to pass it forward, right?
Yes, so you need to shake off your player in the first place and then give and go nice and quickly. That's good placement there. And good disguised pass off.
She's very clear, Molly Hull, on her holds, isn't she, and where she wants the ball?
Yes, yeah. You can see exactly where she wants the ball. She presents really strongly onto the ball.
Nice strong drive there by Creever.
Yeah, she's done well, I think, on that first phase centre pass.
So we could change there by Northern Ireland, do you think?
Yeah. I'm quite pleased with how they're dealing with their centre pass attack. It's this feed, the last feed, but they've improved on that. So again, the over is the one that's putting the pressure on. They need to keep popping forward for the ball because that's a safer ball into hand against this very strong England defence.
It's a lovely drive, isn't it, through the court there by Stacey Tankura, and just knowing where that transverse line is.
And good rotation there from the England shooters, moving the Northern Ireland defenders around.
Good shot there by Berry Neal. We saw her play really well yesterday as well, didn't we?
Yeah, and she played goal attack and wing attack yesterday. So she's showing her versatility as well. She can sort of play shooter, goal attack and wing attack. Good pick up. Let's have a look at this transition. We're a little bit loose. And that's the challenge for England when they're finding it so easy to bring the ball through that you get the odd loose one, and it's maintaining that concentration for the whole time in each quarter, and it's difficult to do. Oh, that's lovely.
A really nice quick release from England there, straight to the shooter. And that's trust as well, isn't it? Knowing that your shooter's going to be there.
And I'd quite like to see England put a bit more pressure on Northern Ireland's first phase centre pass, actually, because I feel like they're getting their first phase out pretty safely, and I think they could probably hunt the ball a little bit more on first phase. It may be that the coaches have said let them handle first phase and they're looking to pick up on second, but I would like to see them challenge that a little bit more.
And there's the front pop you wanted.
Yeah. Oh, that was a great defending again though by Fumi.
Well picked up on that rebound by Ole Rogers.
Yes.
Just need to breathe on the shot a bit.
And that's good to see.
So just under 7 minutes left of this quarter, and England currently lead 29 goals to 4.
Yeah, and that just a little bit of confusion of where to set the ball, just put Molly off a little bit. Again, that's experience, just set yourself where you want to take the shot, and the umpire will soon tell you if you're in the wrong place.
They listen to you on their defence, just shutting down that first phase. Have you got a secret mic to them? It's good to see all Ace Rogers at the back defending really hard as well.
Yeah.
It's always nice from your shooter, isn't it?
Absolutely. Really important that the attacking players defend as well. They're not just attacking players, you have to be able to attack and defend equally as well.
And again, Northern Ireland just struggling to get around that strong 3-foot mark of England.
Yes, and that's lovely work there. Great drive, great pop forwards by Molly. Good work there with the Berry as well at goal attack, so it's good understanding between those two, and that rotation's really putting the Northern Ireland defence under pressure in the circle.
And Bella Bayliss in that centre position, as soon as she's offloaded that first phase, she's really going wide, and then she's hitting straight down to that circle edge, isn't she? So whenever that second phase has landed, she's always there for the ball to be reset to her.
Yeah, and she's working very hard. She's just an industrious player, I think. So once she's delivered the ball, she's commits to re-offering or creating space for somebody else to drive into, and that's good to see. To have a real engine as a mid-quarter, and there's a lot of hard work off the ball as well as when you're looking to take ball.
Time held. A caution there given to Stacey Tankua.
And that's good to see actually that the England defence, oh that's beautiful play down the court, that the England defence are responding to the way the Northern Ireland attack have adapted. So they're doing the right thing, Northern Ireland. They're presenting forwards to pop for the ball, but the defenders' feet are so good that they're able to come round and challenge that front ball as well. So it shows that they've got more than just leaping in the air in their locker. They've got that good footwork to come round as well.
So the most amount of goals scored so far in this competition has been 72, and that was 2 teams yesterday. Scotland was 72-30 against Emirates, and England was 72-26 against Wales. Do you think we'll see that score improve today?
Looks that way at the moment, but you can never tell. I imagine there'll be changes after this quarter as well, so it's how quickly teams get into their rhythm post changes, and that was a lovely shot there. So I think Northern Ireland will be pleased about their progress through this game.
And that kind of shot from distance as well lifts your team, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, good work from the shooters, a nice understanding. Again, that first phase, she was well out for it, just didn't sight the ball. Sometimes if you try and turn too quickly before securing the ball in hand, that's when it pops out of your hands.
And that's credit to the defence as well, isn't it? Knowing that that player's there. It's also that conscious thing of seeing the player and seeing the ball and trying to do too many things at once.
Yeah, and Stacey Tankua is putting loads of pressure on there. She's got an imposing defender, and you can really feel that she's breathing down the neck of her opponent each time.
Bit of a fumble there by Molly Hull, but gets the ball back.
Great rebound there. That was really unlucky. That's good work by the Northern Ireland defenders to put pressure on that. They were unlucky not to come out with the ball there. Good backup.
And there's that 2 hands that we were talking about as well yesterday, isn't it? Go with 2.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. good timing again from Molly Hole on that circle. She's making that look easy. The defender's actually marking her really well, but her timing on that move is so good that there's another example that's very difficult to defend.
I actually think Tori Scott for Northern Ireland in the goal defence positions come on quite well in terms of she's challenging for everything.
I agree. She's very tenacious. She's backing up in attack as well. I think she's doing a good job.
And that kind of solid, consistent defence will eventually...
It grinds the opponent down, so she's doing the right thing. Lifts the team as well if you keep picking up ball. And there, I would like the Northern Ireland defence one of them to come on to that rather than both stay on the shooter. Once you've got your goal attack driving in, you need to come out and present onto that goal attack to put pressure.
And it's that golden question, isn't it, of which defender goes, especially when they're so good at driving into the back space.
Yes, probably neither of them fancy doing it, but it should be the front player, back player to call the front player off. Lovely shooting.
So 1 minute left in this quarter. England currently leading 41 goals to 5. Tori Scott there, just looking at her hands to say what happened.
Yeah. And I think that's the difference between the two sides. The England players, their basics are very, very strong. That's another great intercept. Their basic handling skills, body management are very strong, and they're showing that against this Northern Ireland side.
And we were saying that yesterday when they were warming up, when they're stood in front of you, you can't see it as much on the screen, but the England players just look physically older and more mature, don't they? So
they do.
Gym work.
Yeah, I think just the competition that they have in the National Performance League, in a lot of these girls playing in their local clubs that have strong leagues as well, and they just sort of having that level of competition makes them stronger.
So that's the end of the first half of this game here in Huddersfield, which sees England take a commanding lead of 43 goals to 5. So what do you think we'll see from Northern Ireland now, bearing in mind they have that other important game? We can't forget that. They've got a really important game coming up against Scotland at 5 o'clock because they need to get some points on the board, bearing in mind the 5th place team gets relegated to the...
Yeah, that game lace is crucial for them, so I would expect to see changes, and I think the Northern Ireland coaches will actually be pleased how that second quarter went. They scored 4, and I know that's not a lot, but it's a significant improvement on their first quarter, and I think that's what they've got to look for, the ability to grow in these games, but I would expect them to rest some of their key players now because that game later on is crucial for them.
And England?
Again, I think there'll be changes. I think they'll be pleased that they were able to rack up a similar score in the second quarter as well. But they will be demanding them to be a little bit more clinical with ball in hand.
Okay, we've got some first half highlights for you, and then when we come back, we'll be speaking to Karen Rollo, the Executive Manager at Netball Northern Ireland. So I'm here with Karen Rollo, the Executive Manager of Netball Northern Ireland. Welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Flew in this morning nice and early.
Oh yeah, lovely early 6:40 a.m. flight this morning, so it was great, but now I'm here. It's great to be here.
Oh good, and some really exciting things happening in Northern Ireland at the moment. I keep seeing lots of stuff going on Twitter. You obviously got Dan Ryan over, which was a fantastic appointment for your national squad.
Yeah, we knew coming out of Commonwealth Games that Elaine was leaving. She'd always said that once she finished Gold Coast, that was her. So we started the recruitment process pretty much straight away. And I suppose because we had such a good showing, Com Games finishing 8th, it solidified our 8th in the world. We knew we'd qualified for the Netball World Cup obviously in July this year, so we had a good offering, and then whenever we put our expressions of interest out, Dan got in touch, along with a few other really excellent candidates as well. We were delighted with who all applied, so through the recruitment process, and Dan came out and took the job, and bless him, has moved his world over here.
Wow, and to be fair, a great sign, but you'd need a good signing after the job that Elaine did, right? Because finishing in Com Games was fantastic.
Yeah, Elaine had done such super work, and I suppose we needed to continue on with that, and Elaine knew she'd taken the squad as far as she could go with the time that she could get it dedicated to it. And we also have a few retirements and things, so it is a different squad. It's not the same squad. So Dan is coming over and he's been doing some camps with the athletes. He has them working extremely hard on their fitness, which they're loving. But it's great, obviously, him being based in Manchester Thunder as well. So he's getting to see Caroline, Fionnuala, Michelle at all the Super League games as well. And he's so much input into what the athletes are doing off the court as well as on court. So it's created a real buzz. I'm getting a lot of questions about what it's like to have a man coaching our national team, and it's like, we don't mind who's coaching our national team as long as they have the quality to do it, and he's certainly brought in a new dimension for us, and he's willing to work with our coaches through the pathway as well, so supporting our assistant coaches. Claire Winning is head coach of our under-17s this weekend, and she's assistant coach with our senior squad, so great experience for her, and she's learning so much from Dan.
Oh, that's really good. So you've got a nice thread going through then for your coaches as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think once Netball World Cup is over, then Dan's focus doesn't need to be purely on senior squad. He can think around our coaching pathway, our player pathway a bit more as well, which is exciting for our young players coming through. We had a press conference last week to officially welcome him, and we had some really young club players there, and they were all getting autographs, getting their photographs taken. So the excitement that it's created, and even amongst the coaches from the clubs as well, the club coaches can't wait to take some of his knowledge. So we'll have a few sessions with him. We'll be open mic sessions where we'll be taking a senior squad training session, so they'll see everything that he does, and there can be question and answers and things. So.
And it's great that you've got the senior players over in the Super League as well, because how difficult is that for the younger players? So at this age group, we see all of the England players are all at a franchise or playing under 17 for an NPL squad, and how much does that have an impact for them in comparison to how your development works in Northern Ireland?
It is something we struggle with. You know, we definitely see it. Probably particularly, we had a team at the school games for the first time this year, so even at under 15 level, we're starting to see where the difference is in the pathways. And once our girls get to under 17 and they hit the stage and they're playing the likes of, you know, the developed athletes of under-17s in England already, and you're right, it is the franchise work that's going on. With us not having a franchise, it does have a big difference on us, but we do want to keep our players at home. You know, it's easier for our coaches once you get to national level, obviously, if the girls are at university at home as opposed to travelling backwards and forwards. But yet the benefits of being at a university in England and having the access to those NPL squads and things like that makes a huge difference. So it's a balancing act for any coach that we have coming in, and something that they have to manage, and not me, thankfully.
But it is something that, you know, a lot of nations and teams struggle with, isn't it? That balance for younger athletes on travel time versus game time versus exposure, and it's a real fine balance to make sure that you get right for athlete welfare as well, right?
Absolutely, and I think there's a lot of factors involved as well. You know, we try to have really good links with our parents to make sure that our parents are involved in the decisions that are being made as well. And the athletes, they're not children, you know, they're 16, 17, 18, up to 21. They need to have a say in what they're doing. We want them to be focused on their netball, we want them to focus on their education, but they need to have a life as well. It's that work-life balance. They need to love it. We're not in a position where our athletes are ever going to get paid for what they do, so they're there because they love it, and we need to keep that enjoyment going on. That's the purest form of them being on court, is they want to be there.
Brilliant. Well, it's been absolutely amazing talking to you. Very exciting second half coming up, but even more exciting games coming up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to our match against Scotland this afternoon, and then obviously against Wales tomorrow. We knew this one would be tough, so I suppose my aim is that the girls get through it today with no injuries, and then that they're fighting fit for later on this afternoon.
Brilliant. Well, huge good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
And also obviously for the season ahead and for the World Cup coming up.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
Nice to speak to you. Bye. So that was Karen, the executive manager from Netball Northern Ireland, and the 30-second whistle has just gone by the umpire, signalling for the teams to get back on court. England straight back out, Northern Ireland in their huddle, 43 goals to 5. What do you think we're going to see from this second half now?
I'd like to see England push on. They shouldn't worry about the score. They're just looking for, they've got some new players on again, so just see how this combination works.
So the changes that we talked about potentially happening for the Northern Ireland, you were correct about that, Sam. We have Holly Galbraith coming on at goal defence, Eva Ramsey coming on at goal shooter, and Tori Scott has moved from goal defence to goalkeeper.
Yeah, and I can understand those changes. As I say, they've got a crucial game later. England have also made some changes, so we're just looking to see how they cope with those changes in new combinations. That's a lovely lean on the shot there.
It's good exposure as well to get all of your players on the court at this level, you know.
Yeah, it's a new cap for them, so a lot of them just getting their second cap for their country, so the more they can rack up and the more they get comfortable playing in the international dress and all those feelings of nerves, that they'll go, the more they play for England, the better they'll get.
Eva Ramsey, who's on at goal shoot for Northern Ireland, is the youngest in their squad at 15 years old, so nice to see her on the court.
Yeah, and I'm sure her parents are very pleased to see her on the court, albeit in a tough match for her.
And great challenge there by Tori Scott, and this is what I was talking about in the first quarter that I think we're going to see coming from her.
Yeah, and a little bit scrappy from England to start, but that's a strong ball into, I think that's Emma Thacker at shooter. Yes, that's she's come on for the second half. She had a strong game yesterday. And good challenging there by Stacey Tankua. Just needed to cut off the angle slightly to take that ball, but good pressure.
So just to confirm the changes for England for you, Emma Thacker has come on to goal shooter for England, as Sam alluded to a minute ago. Rosie Bartlett comes on at wing attack. Yasmin Roebuck comes on at centre. Ella Bowen has come on at goal defence, and Ellie Harding moves back to goalkeeper, so they've actually taken their captain off for this quarter.
Yeah, and that's good. I'm sure that Victoria Burgess and Shona Forbes are just looking again at a new defending circle option. I'm not sure that option was put out yesterday, so good to see a new trio at the back, see what that defensive group can do without their captain on the court. And again, slight changes up in the attack, but she'll be looking for that same sort of clinical ball handling from all of these players.
Good from the Northern Ireland captain to reset the ball back if it's not going to go forward.
Yeah, and I do feel like they've become more patient as the game's developed, and they are looking after the ball a bit more, being a bit more thoughtful about using their backup options rather than forcing the ball forwards under pressure.
And we seem to be getting more two offers as well. We seem to see a bit more of a confident Northern Ireland side come out.
Yeah, I think so, and they're using the circle a bit better, so they're swinging the ball around, both having a little rubble around on the floor there.
It's good to see that contest though, isn't it? You know, neither of them giving up.
Yeah, and good disguise pass there.
Caitlin Cunningham will want to sink this one. It's a nice strong start from Northern Ireland.
Yeah, and that's strong first phase there. That was really good. I think that's
Rosie Bartlett at wing attack.
Yeah, just looking at Rosie, really strong out for the ball there. Lovely turn by Berry as well. So that got that attacking moves really through very, very swiftly indeed. Great intercept. That's great work round the edge. You want your mid-court really putting that sort of defensive pressure on round the edge. Oh, and a lovely take there by Thacker. Great split landing. She was nearly towards the edge of the circle, and that split landing put her right back under the post. Only to have long legs like that, Nat.
Hey, mine are quite long. Not as long as hers. And the ball goes through the net for Emma Thacker, and she came on in yesterday's game as well, and she was really strong, wasn't she?
Yeah,
especially on those aerial
and she's
balls.
very young. I think she's only 15, something outrageous. She's a very young player. So great prospect for England, as indeed all of these guys are. And good strong turnover again there. Roebuck's doing a good job there. I do like the way Stacey Tankua drives through the court as a wing defence and goal defence. She's very strong on her attacking play, really supports the attack very well.
Good pressure there by Northern Ireland, forcing handling error. Just need to control this ball now coming through. Good drive by the centre, Beth Brennan.
And again, the England defenders being ball side, putting that pressure on, so the ball handlers only really seeing England players, and there they earn that turnover. England's really good defending as a whole defensive unit, being ball side of the player. Good footwork as well. They're not static at all when they're adopting that front position. They're moving around. It makes it very difficult for the attacker to try and get past them.
Just out of shot there. There was a caution given to Holly Galbraith from Northern Ireland.
And that's a good release from the shooter. That's good timing for her to do that. When your attacker's stuck, the shooter to exit the circle, that just opens up your options a little bit.
Another caution given there to Yasmin Roebuck at centre for England. That's a couple in quick succession. Do you think that's the umpires just keeping control of this game?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure whether it's persistent contact what they're pulling for, but yeah, I think they guess it's getting a little bit untidy, and if there's a couple of late contacts, the umpires will want to make sure that doesn't develop into anything dangerous.
Third caution. This one is for Tori Scott.
And that's great defending on the centre pass by England. Really good pressure. And again, if you just have a look down the court now, real pressure on the man-to-man marking, and there you earn the error, force the error. It's good, strong, clean marking by the England defence.
And is the delivery of the ball too slow, or is the drive of Northern Ireland too soon? Because a lot of them are fading off, aren't they, on that diagonal ball?
Yeah, I think they're moving a little bit early. That tends to happen when you're under pressure. You tend to move slightly too soon. And the movement, we talk about your movement trying to be on the 45-degree angle, and their movement's a little bit flat, which enables the defender to step across and cut off onto the line of the ball.
So still sitting on 54 to England and 8 goals to Northern Ireland. This one to go through will take them to 9, and they'll be hoping to break into double figures this quarter, won't they?
Yes. Yeah, and I think they will. I think their attacking play's got a little bit smarter.
And they've obviously talked about that front ball because they're using that a lot more now.
Yeah, yeah. Although interestingly, I think with this defending duo, I'd be tempted to explore that over ball. And again, that's learning. You need to learn to adapt to what defence you've got on there, because I actually think this England pairing you've got in the circle now are very good on the lateral ball. So again, that's just knowing how to adapt your game depending on what you've got in front of you. And that was a great take there by Ella Bowman.
And that's the great thing about having a large bench, right, that has different types of skills in those different positions, because you can put on player-for-player matches.
Yes, yeah, and you know, in more competitive competitions, you do want an England squad that offers you all those different strengths depending on who you're playing. So at international level, you know, the Australians will be different to the Jamaicans, and you want to have players that can adapt to both of those styles. That's good tracking there. And that's the right ball. That's opened that up usefully. You then really want your goal attack running baseline to draw off the defender. Good challenge in the air. And now you really want somebody set up on your short side, otherwise that ball is then under pressure. And the England defenders need to work a little bit harder to run their feet round there. I think giving away slightly too many penalties. But Ella Bowman, that was a lovely retake, and again, good strong drive down the court.
Again, we were saying yesterday, that's a player that's just come back after an ACL injury, so she's been out for 9 months and still showing that pace and speed through court.
Yeah, and she looks strong, her body looks strong, and I think that's a sign of the England team who've worked with her, the physios and the S&C guys, really working with her to make sure her body stays strong so she's ready for a strong return, because it's quite easy for the rest of your body to fall apart when you've got an ACL, so you have to keep putting those hours in the gym, and she's clearly done that.
And good lessons for anyone out there that's watching that, you know, might be injured or has been injured, that, you know, you can come back from it. It's just hard work, and it's not the end of the world having an injury like that.
No, I mean, it's tough, and it's a real test of your character, because it takes such a long time to recover from. But I mean, lots of players sadly have that injury, but lots come back even stronger.
Oh, great take by Stacey Tankua there. Just unfortunate something else was called off the ball.
Yeah. So I'd like to see Northern Ireland pop again now. So you need somebody presenting forwards. That's great work.
Such good athleticism there from Yasmin Roebuck.
Yeah, really good. I like her defending tenacity as a centre. She's causing quite a lot of problems and for the Northern Ireland attack.
Oh, great take.
Yeah, really good. And there's that pop forwards, and that's really good work from Northern Ireland. Oh, lovely defending. Well done. Great marking from the back and good timing.
And that's interesting, because I'm sure people watching that would have said, you know, is that legal? But actually it had just left her hands.
Yes.
As the player came in over the top, so completely legal.
Yeah, she timed that beautifully. Her distance was still correct from the back, and it's good analysis by the England keeper, because she's worked out that the shooter actually drops the ball behind her head quite deep, which enables her to mark from the back very effectively. So that's good assessing of her opponent as the game's developed. Another lovely drive there.
And again, that's an interesting change of pace as well, wasn't it? It came through really fast to Ella Bowen, and then they just took the pace off a little bit in attack to mix up the pace of the ball.
Yeah, and that stops that last pass flying off the back.
And that must take a lot of focus and discipline this far into a game. You know, 2 minutes 20 seconds left of the third quarter, 58 goals down, up.
Yeah.
In terms of 59-8 now, to keep that focus, to know to change the pace of the ball and not just ping it off the back.
Yeah,
It actually take a lot.
It does. It shows good maturity actually of the side, and good discipline that they are prepared to do that. Oh, another great take by Stacey. That's really good. She's playing like the game is level, and that's what you want from your players. She's challenging as much as she can.
Very clever by Emma Thacker, looking where the goalkeeper was coming in and setting up straight away.
Yeah, and if you actually watch Emma's feet, she's got really good footwork as a shooter. She's actually very agile, notwithstanding how tall she is. She's got great footwork. She's a very exciting player.
1 minute and 15 seconds left of this quarter, and the start that Northern Ireland came out with has just slowed a bit towards the end of this quarter.
Yes. Great take by Berry Neal. Good to see the attackers working hard on defence. Oh, lovely volley in as well. Great work from England. And good change of direction there. And Northern Ireland need to just keep putting that pressure on and not fade off.
Denise Fennell has tweeted in, thank you for the update, Denise. Orlaith is actually Orla, so apologise, Orla. I've been saying your name wrong the whole tournament. I now have that correct.
On the positive side, we've mentioned her a lot.
Yeah.
Which means she must be doing well.
And Grania rhymes with Anya. Denise, I need you. Where are you? 5 seconds left, and
good
England pressure in this to stop it from going through, aren't they?
And good to see England putting that level of pressure on, even though they're winning the game by so much. That defending hard through the courts. Really, really good to see that discipline for this group of players.
So a strong third quarter leaves England ahead now, 63 goals to 8. Another tweet for you from Nikki Lloyd. She's really enjoying the comms and the insight. Thank you, Nikki.
Oh, thank you, Nikki.
This competition is critical to ongoing development of performance for all young athletes, an opportunity to focus on team processes and experience of environment. #performance focused. Nikki is the under-21 coach for Wales and also the under-21 coach for Team Bath. Jill Porter has tweeted about Emirates. Longest travel time 10 hours, shortest team prep 4 months, least experience, but Emirates under-17 are playing with such heart and making UAE proud. Oh, that's a nice tweet.
Yeah, excellent, and I agree. I think they've done really well so far in this competition. Big day ahead for them today.
So we've got some replays to show you from that quarter. We'll be back after the replays. So after that quarter, we see the coaches chatting with their teams. The England players opting to be stood up. Most of the Ireland players, Northern Ireland players, are sat. What do you think that the England coaches are saying to their team at this quarter time?
Well, again, I think ignore the score. There'll probably be a couple of changes. So for those girls coming on, it's important to perform as well in the fourth quarter as the first quarter. So not taking their foot off the pedal, just being ruthless and trying to rack up a nice strong last quarter. I still think if we're nitpicking, England could still be have a little bit better structure coming through the court, and so I think the coaches will be talking to them about that, but mainly keeping them focused and reminding them of their targets for this last quarter.
And Northern Ireland coach?
I think they're just recognising what's working well for them, so to keep that pop coming forwards on their attack, but also to have a think about who the defending unit they're playing against is and what they might offer and what they might be able to do against them. The swing for Northern Ireland was certainly more productive for them, so I think they need to keep swinging the ball. They are looking pretty tired, the Northern Ireland team over there on that bench, and again I think fitness between the two teams is probably an issue. The England guys, as I say, they have great support behind them with the S&C team, with the physios. They look still pretty fresh, to be honest, so there's a difference there between possible fitness levels as well.
There's some comments coming in on Facebook. Mandy Billinghall is sitting in the hairdressers with a coffee watching netball. How good is that?
How civilised.
Very jealous of Mandy Billinghall. If anyone in the audience is a hairdresser, you know, come down. Holly Duerden, what a dangerous England defence. Definite stars for the future.
Yeah, I
Is that
agree.
a stars reference?
Oh, is that code for try and recruit some of them? Yeah, I've loved the defence today.
Andrea Cooper again commenting on the defence. The England goalkeeper is immense. And Belfast Social Netball, keep going Northern Ireland, great teamwork, great opportunity to learn loads, and a big smiley face.
Oh, and that's right, that's right. And I think they have got better as the game's gone on, so they will have positives to take from this.
Good early pressure from Northern Ireland, forcing the ball off the back line. We see McMurtry back on, but now at goal defence rather than goalkeeper.
Roebuck picking up the ball again. Oh, and that's well held. So that was a difficult ball to handle into the pocket there. Oh, and Good picked up her own rebound, so she'll be pleased with that. And that's better pressure on the first phase. That's good to see. And there we go, it pays off. So I do feel like this England team can put pressure on that very first phase. So I think they've perhaps had a word about that.
Well, we're seeing Ellie Bowen in that position now. And Stacey Tanko are going back to goal.
Fumi's come on to goal defence. So I'm looking forward to seeing her out of the circle. And see if she's as lethal out of the circle as she is in the circle at goal defence.
And that just goes to show again, you know, the capacity of these players, that all of those back three, there's obviously someone else on as well at goalkeeper, will get confirmation of those changes for you as soon as possible, but the fact that they can play over all three positions.
Yeah, it's really strong, and I know Tracy Neville with the England senior squad, the Roses, looks to have those players developing at least two positions, and at this young age I think you learn so much from fantastic take. You learn so much from playing different positions. So if you're a goal defence and then you're playing at wing defence, you have to be so much quicker at wing defence. So you develop your short lead work as well as your long lead work. So really important to adapt. Good strong drive. Yeah, and good focus from England. They're still pushing on. It's good to see.
So confirmation of the changes for Northern Ireland. Anna O'Keefe moves to the centre position. So Beth Brennan is having a rest. Emily McMurtry comes on at goal defence, and Holly Galbraith moves back to goalkeeper.
Great leap over the shot again, and good transition out of the back by England. Just want to see someone cutting middle. There we go. Yeah, good work.
Confirmation of changes for England. As talked about before, we now have Grace Rimmer back in the goalkeeper position. Fumi Fajoju in at goal defence. Ella Bowen has moved to wing defence. Emma Rayner in at wing attack. And we have... Sorry, Grace Rimmer is at goal attack.
So lots of changes there by England. Good to see the coaches just experimenting with those different combinations and looking to have that same level of performance, notwithstanding who is actually on the court.
So just to confirm, apologies for that, Grace Rimmer is goal attack, not goalkeeper. Goalkeeper is still Ellie Harding.
Good take there again. Nice strong shooting option. Let's just have a look at this centre pass.
Oh, and the quick release as well from Yasmin Roebuck.
Yeah, she's having a really strong game actually in the middle there. Really controlling that middle.
We talk a lot sometimes about release times, don't we? When's the best time to release the ball?
Well, we talk about a 1 second ball or a 3 second ball. So the ones that tend to get thrown away are the ones that you throw on the second. So you're still trying to force the ball somewhere where there is no longer an option. So you either give the ball first time on the first second, or you wait for somebody to change direction or pop, and you give the ball on the 3rd second. So if you watch, you'll see that most of the errors happen where there's a sort of a doubt on that pass, and you just force it forwards on the second.
And that's a good example all the way through of 1 second releases.
Yeah, great transition. It's good to see that. I'd like to see Northern Ireland just put some pressure on, just to try and slow down that transition, just try and force England a little bit wider. And lovely release point there as well. That's really good technical ability there by Emma Rayner. She's just showing that, you know, even though she's one of the smaller players, she's got a high release point, she's quick, and she can change direction nicely.
And is that a misconnection between the wing attack and wing defence? Because we had a point there where both the wing attack came over and the wing defence came deep and
into her space. Yeah, you ideally want your backup player driving up on the opposite side. So the side that your attacking players are popping forwards, you want the backup defender coming up on the open side, so they're not actually running into the same space.
And a nice drive there by Quiver, but unfortunately it drew the other defender, and we still tried to, or Northern Ireland still tried to give the ball to the player with 2 defence on.
Yes, and it's just looking up to see what you're creating, so you look at who's actually free. Good drive there.
Emma Thacker finding a lot of space towards the post.
Yeah. Yes, and good to see England challenging that first phase again. Definitely want more of that. And good defensive switch there by England. And that was a close one. I thought they both went up for the ball there, but in Northern Ireland's favour. Just get another goal on the board.
Nice confident shot as well there by Eva Ramsey. And even as that ball was being moved, we saw Emma Rayner straight away moving round to be ball side in front of the defence. That's clever play, right?
Yeah, and it's really important that you do that work off the ball and you work hard for your positional dominance, and that's what sets up the easy passing. Whereas if you're a little bit slow on setting up for that, that makes it much harder.
So that goal takes us to 77 goals to England and 9 goals to Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland still chasing for that double figure score.
And good first phase pressure. I'm really pleased with how England have improved on that through the game.
Nice front offer there from Northern Ireland. Still working really
well
hard.
held.
Good opening up of the court there by Caitlin and just releasing that pressure.
Yeah, that's good from Northern Ireland. Just be patient with it. Be patient. That's it. And then there's that offer forwards. That's so much better.
Oh, and a beautiful shot by Eva Ramsey.
Yeah, and well deserved.
Reward her team for that nice play. See that hold of Emma Thacker on the defence is just beautifully, keeps moving her feet, doesn't she, just to make sure she maintains that position to just play to post.
Yeah, really good, and Emma Rayner's finding her really well.
And then down the other side, Ella Bowen, just a beautiful two-handed interception.
Yeah, she's doing well on that first phase defence, and she's covering the. I like the way she drives out on the angle for ball. She cuts onto the line of the ball, which is why she's picking up so much.
And keeps it clean as well, so she's not taking the player, right?
Yeah. So the last 6 minutes, they need to stay really focused now, England, and not allow this game to get too scrappy.
Oh, beautiful.
Lovely. And if Northern Ireland can repeat that type of play later in their match later, then they're set to do themselves justice, and they need to have that confidence to play together like that.
This looks like an unplanned change for England. Yasmin Roebuck just limping off slightly. Hopefully she's not too badly injured, just getting a bit of attention from the physio.
Yeah, she's had a really strong game in the middle, so let's hope she's okay.
Forces a couple of changes at the front. We'll bring you confirmation of those changes as soon as we get them. How important is it, Sam, for Northern Ireland now to finish strong, bearing in mind they're going into that next game at 5 o'clock, which is, you know, a crucial game for them in terms of staying in this competition?
Yeah, I think they do need to finish strong in this last 5 minutes. I think they, in their game yesterday, they sort of faded out, and they need to keep that level of consistency for the whole 15 minutes. So they need to keep ball in hand, be patient, work the ball round. These are the things that are going to make the difference in a tight game later. So the better they can retain ball now, then the easier it will be later.
Oh, beautiful
That's
move
good
by Eva Ramsey. She's impressed me coming on quite a lot.
Yeah, she's created a little bit of movement in that circle and moved the England defenders around.
And that'll be good for Northern Ireland as well, considering Orla had such a strong game yesterday, knowing that they've got equal strength in Eva, should they need it. Good pressure by Northern Ireland defence, just unfortunately tipped to the hands of an England player on the circle edge.
Yeah, good contesting, that's what they need. England very calm there though, under that pressure. And it's probably worth just acknowledging how well England are actually doing. It's easy, as I say, to say that they're favourites in this competition, but this is a really, really strong performance by a very good England team, and to rack up 80 goals with 4 minutes left is very impressive. And good switch to the top, that's lovely. Lovely attacking work, great structure, good to see that triangle round the top.
So just to confirm those changes for you from the injury, we have Emma Rayner has moved from the wing attack position to the centre position, and Berry Neal comes back onto the court at the wing attack position. Again, another player that can play over a range of different positions.
Yeah.
Berry Neal, interestingly, got asked to trial for Man City Ladies at the age of 11, but chose netball instead.
Good girl. All these players are so talented. They have bags of talent. I think she has a footballing brother as well. So strong, sporty family. Lots of these girls are multi-talented.
As a parent, I just keep thinking that's a lot of taxiing for, for the parents.
Oh, that's lovely play by England, good controlled play, because the Northern Ireland defenders were putting pressure on then, being very tenacious still in the defence. Good cool heads.
So just under 3 minutes left in this game.
Another solid centre pass to goal for England. Let's just have a look at what they do on this centre pass for Northern Ireland. See that first phase pressure. And you can see that tight tracking by the England defenders, forcing that error.
And again, it's that drive out wide, isn't it? Right towards the sideline.
Yeah, and that's what the England defenders are forcing the Northern Ireland players to do. Another opportunity to try and get another goal. But again, the England defenders, you can see they're ball side, strong arms over on the second stage mark, really putting pressure on the ball handler, and they force that error. Good work from the England defending unit. Nice drive through the court, lovely swing. Good patience from the middies there because the shooters were just struggling to find their positions. Well done. Good patience there from the middies to allow the shooters to get set for that pass.
She's got a lovely shot, I think, she Emma Packer.
Very smooth, very confident.
Eyes just for the net.
Yes, good defensive pressure. So good to see England pushing on strong to the end, and good to see Northern Ireland still challenging those balls.
.35 seconds left. Can they notch up another goal?
Oh, great take.
And such elevation as well.
Yeah, really good take. Well done. Right, let's see if Northern Ireland squeeze another centre pass in. Come on, guys, make it a strong one.
And it's nice that the crowd are still so engaged in this.
Yeah, I think they're appreciating Northern Ireland's improvement, but also England's dominance has been very impressive.
They'll be trying to play this quick to goal now.
I think, do we have a penalty shot to finish? Oh, there we go. Nice way to end.
So, the first game of the tournament for this day is a win for England, 89 goals to 12. What a great game. I'm sure they'll be delighted, England, with that performance. You know, that's the highest scoring so far in this tournament. Northern Ireland, do you think they'll be happy with that performance?
Well, I think they can take some pleasure from the way they improved in attack. They played a lot smarter in attack towards the end, with their shooters popping forward and presenting. And I think they're actually pretty accurate once they've got the ball to their shooters. So I think they've got lots to be positive about going into their next fixture. England, an excellent performance from that young group, and good to see them each quarter putting out big scores. So it didn't really matter who was on, they were still able to perform really well.
So that was the first of our four. For the rest of the day, we still have lots to bring you. We have Wales versus Emirates. That's at midday today, 12 o'clock. And obviously yesterday we saw Wales come out with a win and Emirates come out with a win. So it'll be a good contest to see that. At 5 o'clock we have Northern Ireland versus Scotland. Scotland with one win under their belt and Northern Ireland yet to get any points, so it's a crucial game for Northern Ireland at 5 o'clock. And then this evening at 7 o'clock we see Emirates back on court again against the England side that we've just seen. So England have a bit of a rest now. What kind of stuff will they be doing before facing that Emirates?
England will go back, just they'll make sure they cool down properly, rest and recover, probably do a little bit of analysis but not too much. I think they'll be more focused on eating the right things, resting and making sure they're ready to go later. I think the crucial match later, that Scotland v Northern Ireland, is going to be fascinating, and that's a huge match for Northern Ireland as well, to try and find their first win of the championship.
And with Wales and Emirates still only having won one game out of the two, it's also quite important for them both. They'll be fighting to get a point on the board, because if Northern Ireland did beat Scotland, we'd be in a point where everyone's just got, you know, that one win, and then a lot could come down to goal difference. It's a lot more pressure, isn't it?
It is. So some really, really important games for those four nations this afternoon.
So make sure you stay in touch with us. You can use the hashtag NEU17 Champs. Let us know your thoughts, and more importantly, make sure you stay in touch with us and make sure you tune back in for those games, because they are guaranteed to be awesome. Special thanks to Sunbird for co-commentating in the box today.
Pleasure.
And also thanks to Netball Europe, our sponsors Inspire Sport, Yorkshire and Humberside Netball, QTV Sports, and you for watching at home. And we'll see you at midday.